Hello, Earth Explorers! Welcome back to another session of 3D questions from STEAMspirations. I'm Miss Michelle, and today our objective is to understand how natural forces like wind, water, and ice shape Earth's surfaces to form various landforms over time. To learn more about today's topic, click the top corner of your screen to watch a video that provides an in-depth look at how forces of nature sculpt different landforms such as deltas, canyons, and sand dunes. This will help you visualize the dynamic processes that continually shape our planet. Be sure to have your LVL Up workbook ready to jot down your answers and reflections as we explore together. Before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss an exciting exploration. Now, let's get started. Earth's surface is constantly being shaped by natural forces such as wind, water, and ice. These forces cause gradual changes through processes like erosion, deposition, and weathering. When sediments are carried away by these forces, they are deposited elsewhere, building up new landforms over time. Here's how it works. Erosion occurs when wind, water, or ice moves sediments from one location to another. Deposition is the process where sediments settle out of the transporting medium, like water or wind, and accumulate to form new landforms. Weathering is the breakdown of rocks into smaller particles, often a precursor to erosion and deposition. These processes can result in the formation of various landforms. Deltas are created by water, usually where a river meets a larger body of water and deposits the sediments it carries. Canyons form when rivers or glaciers carve deep valleys into the Earth's surface over time. Sand dunes are formed by wind as it moves and deposits sand in layers, creating mounds or ridges. To recap, erosion, movement of sediments by wind, water, or ice. Deposition, accumulation of sediments in new locations. Weathering, breakdown of rocks into smaller pieces. Now that we've reviewed the basic processes, it's time for an interactive challenge. Here's your task. Imagine you're a geologist examining different landforms to determine how they were shaped by natural forces. You have several scenarios to consider, each representing a different type of landform. Below are the descriptions of each scenario. Scenario A. A winding river flows through a mountainous region, cutting deeper into the rock with each passing year. The river carries small pieces of rock and sediment downstream. Guiding question. What kind of landform might form from this process over time? Think about how the movement of water can shape the landscape by eroding and depositing material. Scenario B. A slow-moving glacier creeps down a valley, scraping and grinding against the bedrock as it advances. Large chunks of ice break off, carrying rocks and debris with them. Guiding question. What type of landform could be created by this glacier? Reflect on how ice can transport materials and carve out new shapes in the Earth's surface. Scenario C. A coastal area where waves continually crash against the shoreline, carrying away sand and depositing it elsewhere. Small mounds of sand begin to appear further inland. Guiding question. What landform might develop from the accumulation of sand transported by wind? Consider how wind can move small particles over long distances to create new features. Scenario D. A flat, low-lying region at the mouth of a large river where sediments are dropped as the river slows down. Over time, new layers of silt, sand, and clay build up, extending the land into the body of water. Guiding question. Which landform results from the deposition of river sediments? Think about how the flow of water slows and where these materials settle. Scenario E. In a desert, strong winds blow across vast expanses of sand, moving grains from one place to another and piling them up into small hills. Guiding question. What type of landform might these sand piles create? Reflect on how wind shapes the landscape in arid environments. Next challenge. Which of the following landforms is most likely formed by the deposition of sediments? A. A mountain peak. B. A delta at the mouth of a river. C. A glacier-carved valley. D. A steep canyon wall. Guiding question. Consider which landforms result from the accumulation of sediments rather than the removal of materials. Additional challenge. What natural force is most likely responsible for the creation of sand dunes in a desert environment? A. Glaciers. B. Ocean currents. C. Wind. D. River flow. Guiding question. Think about which force has the greatest ability to move small loose particles like sand over long distances in dry open areas. Now it's your turn. Use these guiding questions to help you analyze each scenario and the processes involved in landform formation. Think deeply about how wind, water, and ice work to shape the Earth's surface and record your answers in your LVL Up workbook. Let's summarize what we learned today. Today we explored how natural forces like wind, water, and ice shape the Earth's surface to create different landforms. We learned how deltas form from the deposition of sediments at the mouths of rivers. Canyons are carved out by the erosive power of moving water or ice over millions of years. Sand dunes are built up by the action of wind transporting and depositing sand. By understanding these processes, we can better appreciate the dynamic nature of our planet and how its surface is constantly being reshaped. Now it's time to put your knowledge to the test. Remember to record your answers in your LVL Up workbook. Reflect on how different natural forces work to create the diverse landscapes we see around us today. Keep thinking critically, stay curious, and continue exploring the wonders of our world. Until next time, keep up the great work as Earth Science Explorers.